Hey everyone, and welcome to the prerequisites for the third class. This one is actually pretty light and pretty easy to do, but sometimes it takes a couple hours to propagate, so it's worth doing before the actual class time. Not really anything to do with Claude Code. All we're really doing is moving over who hosts the website, so it should be pretty straightforward. And let's just get into it. So basically, what we're doing is we are creating a way to move the AI searches into an alternate surface for your website. And that's what class 3 is about, and how to optimize for GEO is allowing these bots to see a more informative version of your website. In order to do that, we need to put a front door or a router in front of your website so that way it knows who's visiting and it can send the visitor to the appropriate version of the website. So we are going to do that through Cloudflare. Vercel also has this capability. It's paid. So I'm just showing you the free version of this, but they work in very similar fashions from an infrastructure point of view. If you prefer to do the Vercel route, Claude can walk you through how to do that, but I'm going to walk you through the Cloudflare one because it's what I use and it's quite simple. So basically, the way that it works is a visitor will come and Cloudflare will look at who the visitor is and then either send them to the human version of the website, which is what we built in class 1, or they'll send it to a robot version of the website, which is mostly just text and clears out a lot of the images and HTML and marketing we have on the human version just to make it easier to read. We'll go into detail into all of that in class 3 and how to avoid being penalized and things like that because there are some intricacies to it. But for the sake of this prerequisite, all you really need to know is Cloudflare is going to act as the router between the two versions of it. And the bonus we get, and this is primarily the reason I use Cloudflare, is that Cloudflare has a lot of really robust security features that are included in the free tier. So you get an automatic upgrade in your website security and traffic flood attacks and things like that by using this. So it's a nice little bonus. So there are two different ways that this works. Is one is if you own the domain and you transitioned it over in class 1, that's what I'm going to walk you through right now. If you never got to that point and you're still using the vercel.app version of it, you can buy your domain in Cloudflare and skip a couple of these steps because Cloudflare will set it up for you. But I'll just show you as if you do have a domain on Vercel. So first thing you want to do is create your account, which go to this link, very straightforward, it just gets you set up. And then what we want to do is once we're logged into Cloudflare, we want to add domain and change the name servers. So basically what we're doing is we're moving our website over from Vercel to Cloudflare, and Cloudflare is the one that answers when somebody calls. That's the entire concept of it. You can dig into the technical aspects of it on your own time, but I'll just show you how it works. And so this is my Cloudflare setup. As you can see, these are the domains I currently have. So I'm going to move my Venice Threads one over because I've not done that yet. So I'm going to connect a domain. And so the domain name, so then everything is good. And we're just going to select the free plan. Great. So this is a scan that Cloudflare did of all of our information. So we'll just continue. And then these are the name servers that we have to copy. So there are 2 of them, and so we'll copy one. And then what we'll do is we'll log into Vercel, and then when you're logged in, you'll see on the left side is the domains. And so this is who owns my Venice Threads domain. If Squarespace or GoDaddy owns it, you would do this through those websites, but Vercel owns mine. So I'll go to configure, and then down here is the name server section. So I'm going to edit them. I'm going to add both of them here. So there's one, and there's the other one. Okay, and then we can always go back by clicking this button, but it's not the intention here. I updated my name servers. And so sometimes this takes a little while to propagate. It could be pretty quick. It could take several hours. It could take up to a day, which is why we try to do this before the actual build. But Cloudflare will let you know when it's done, and you can always check, but they'll email you when it's done. And so you can go do whatever you need to do and wait for the notification. If you don't have a domain, as I mentioned, you can buy one inside of Cloudflare, and this will all be set up for you. So you could just basically skip everything we just did. Okay, and then once you want to check whether it worked, what you'll do is you'll go to Cloudflare, and if it says active, you should be good. And so the way to also check, and this is worth doing, is if you go to your website, it should load no problem. And as long as that happens, we are set up and we are good. So then the only other thing that we want to do is make sure our Claude Code has all of the Cloudflare MCP and functionality and knowledge of how to use it. So I provided a prompt here. I'm not going to walk you guys through it because you've already done this 100 times. But same thing, I put all of the Claude skills and set up for Claude in a class materials repo. And this prompt will pull it down and install everything it needs to. Just like with the other MCP stuff we've done, you may have to restart Claude Code. And don't forget that you can go to historical conversations through the clock. And then once you're signed into Cloudflare, you're all set up and ready for class 3.